Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most fundamental and, let's be honest, kind of incredible biological processes on Earth: childbirth. I mean, it's a journey every single one of us has taken, but how much do we really know about the amazing mechanics behind it all? Let's dive in. For something so completely universal, you'd think we'd have a pretty simple answer to this. But for literally centuries, one of the biggest mysteries has been the starting gun. What is it that tells a body after 9 long months, okay, it's go time?
Well, the truth is, there isn't one single easy answer. The exact trigger is still a bit of a mystery, which is wild when you think about it. But what we do have are several really strong theories that, when you put them all together, paint a picture of an incredibly complex and perfectly coordinated event. It really seems to be this perfect storm of signals. So first up, there's a huge hormonal shift happening in the mother. Estrogen, which gets the uterine muscles all fired up, goes way up, while progesterone, the hormone that keeps everything nice and relaxed, takes a nosedive. Then you've just got the simple physics of it all. The uterus is stretched to its absolute limit, and that alone can start to trigger contractions. And maybe the most amazing part, the baby actually gets a say in this. A mature fetus starts releasing its own hormones, like cortisol, which is basically sending a message that says, hey, I'm ready to get out of here. Now, before the main event kicks off, the body will sometimes do a few dress rehearsals. And because of that, it's super important to know the difference between true labor and false labor. True labor contractions, they've got a rhythm, they get stronger and closer together over time, and they cause real physical changes. But false labor, that's more like irregular practice contractions that don't really go anywhere and often just stop if you move around or rest. So once true labor gets going, it's not just one big, long marathon event. Nope. It's actually a process that's broken down into 4 very distinct stages, each with its own job to do. Think of it like a countdown to arrival. And if you look at this breakdown, you can see right away that the first stage is the big one. It's by far the longest, lasting, on average, somewhere between 8 and 12 hours. Stage 2, that's the main event, the actual birth. Stage 3 is delivering the placenta, and stage 4 is all about that immediate recovery. So let's take a closer look at each one, starting with stage 1. The entire goal of this first super long stage is really just preparation. It's all about the body opening up the passageway, getting everything ready for the baby's big journey. So what's actually happening here? Well, there are 2 key things going on at the same time: effacement and dilation. To make sense of this, just imagine the cervix is like a thick bottleneck. Effacement is the process of that bottleneck thinning out and getting softer. And dilation, that's the process of it opening up, which gets measured from 0 all the way to 10 centimeters. That's when it's considered fully dilated. And to make sure everything is on track and moving along safely, medical teams use this really powerful tool called a partograph. You can almost think of it like a mission control dashboard for labor. This one chart tracks everything: cervical dilation, how often contractions are coming, the baby's heart rate, all plotted over time. It gives this amazing visual story of how the labor is progressing, which helps doctors and midwives spot any potential problems really early on. As everyone's watching that partograph, they're really looking for one key milestone: hitting that magic number of 10 centimeters. Because once the cervix is fully dilated, the whole game changes. We're now in the second and definitely most dramatic stage of labor, the baby's actual journey into the world. Now, this journey isn't just a random tumble. Oh no, it is a series of incredibly precise, totally involuntary movements. It's often called the cardinal movements of labor, but I think it's better to think of it as a perfectly choreographed 7-step dance between the baby and the mother's pelvis. It is pure biological genius, all designed to navigate the narrowest path possible. Okay, so the dance begins with steps 1 and 2, engagement and descent. This is when the widest part of the baby's head passes into the pelvic opening, officially engaging in the pelvis. And then, with every contraction, the baby starts its descent, moving further and further down into the birth canal. Next up, step 3, flexion. Now, to make this tight journey a little easier, the baby does something amazing. It instinctively tucks its chin down to its chest. This is such a clever move because it presents the smallest possible diameter of its head to the pelvis, making for a much better fit. It's just this incredible built-in bit of physics. So as the baby moves down even further, it performs step 4, internal rotation. The head usually enters the pelvis kind of sideways, right? Well, now it turns to face the mother's back. And why does it do that? To align the widest part of its head with the widest part of the pelvic outlet. It's literally like turning a key in a lock to find that one perfect position where it just fits. And now for a big moment. extension. Once the baby's head clears the pubic bone, it extends up and back. The chin lifts off the chest, and the head is born. This is that famous moment you always hear about called crowning, when the widest part of the baby's head finally becomes visible.
But hold on, the dance isn't over yet. As soon as the head is out, it naturally rotates back to the side again. This is step 6, external rotation. What's happening is the baby's head is getting back in line with its shoulders, which are still inside and need to make their own turn to fit through. And that brings us to the grand finale, expulsion. The top shoulder comes out first, then a little wiggle and the bottom shoulder follows. And once the shoulders are out, the rest of the body just slips out incredibly quickly. The baby is born, and that incredible journey is complete. So let's just quickly run through that incredible dance one more time. We have engagement, descend, flexion, internal rotation, extension, external rotation, and finally, expulsion. It is a perfect 7-step sequence that just shows you the mind-blowing wisdom the body has for navigating this really complex path. Now, with the baby finally here, you think, okay, we're done. But the process isn't quite over yet. There are still 2 final and very important stages to complete the story. The third stage is all about delivering the placenta, that amazing organ that was literally the baby's life support system for 9 months. The uterus contracts again to push it out. And after that comes the 4th stage, which is the first couple of hours after birth. This is such a critical time for recovery and for bonding, as the mother's body starts the huge job of returning to its non-pregnant state. And this is where we see one of the body's most ingenious built-in safety features. See, after the placenta detaches, it leaves a pretty big wound inside the uterus. So how does the body stop a massive bleed? Well, the uterine muscles are woven in this crisscross figure 8 pattern, and when they contract, they clamp down hard on all those open blood vessels, acting like a living ligature, basically a set of natural internal tourniquets. It's just a stunning piece of biological design. So when you think about it all, from a cascade of hormones kicking things off to a perfectly choreographed 7-step dance, the process of birth is just a complete marvel of biological engineering. It's an intricate, powerful, and truly awe-inspiring journey that just reveals the profound intelligence that's built right into our very bodies. I mean, isn't the human body just absolutely incredible?